Do you think Brentford fans at the start of the season would have imagined them having a season like that?
No. And there was a part, they got off to a flyer, and then there was a part midway through the season where the results were appalling. I think it was turn of the year.
There was a spell, wasn't there, where they went about 10 without winning.
They were plunging, weren't they?
They were. Yeah, they were.
I just worry, if I was a Brentford fan, having seen how Leeds United did last year in the Premier League, they were brilliant. Sort of finished where Brentford are going to finish, give or take.
Yeah.
And now they've dropped like a stone. I know Leeds have had loads of injuries, I know that, but it's that difficult second album, isn't it, for Brentford?
It is. I think what they have, they just have, again, with Tony and Mbuemo, those boys up front, they've just got something that can nick you a goal. They just have.
And with Christian Eriksen in there as well.
And of course, having him come in, and he's been so relaxed, and he looks like he's just playing for fun, enjoying it, and playing exceptionally well. So good luck to them, though. I think what they've done brilliantly. A big test for him next year, and of course the test for the coach and as well. What's he buying the summer? He'll want to go and spend money. Does he upset a bit what he's got? That kind of smaller club mentality, if you like. Does he upset that by trying to go and getting a couple of big heads in there, or does he keep it going and ask them to roll it out again when sometimes that can be difficult?
Do you think Eriksen should and will stay?
I think he should stay. I mean, I've seen a quote knocking about today about he'd love to play Champions League football again, whether it was from him or something he's just said off the cuff, I don't know. But I think it's a great environment for him at the minute. He's in London. He's playing for a guy that respects him and gives him the platform to go and do what he does. And let's be fair, we've seen a lot of him. We've enjoyed watching him play in that position, so he's been very good.
Okay, next up we're talking about this man.
Watford 1, Leicester 4, all wrapped up for the Foxes. The ball was played over the top. Cathcart had no idea where it was. It came to Jamie Vardy, and he was able to slot it into the bottom right-hand corner and past Ben Foster for his second goal.
It's just incredible, isn't it? Jamie Vardy scored a brace in Leicester's 5-1 win away at Watford yesterday. Brendan Rodgers believes that his striker is still key to the team.
He's a special player. And he's a special person, having come in here now, been nearly 3.5 years, having that chance to work with him close up, seeing the mentality that he has. It's just such a shame that we've missed him for a lot of games this season. Just his movement, speed is still there. And obviously you get to 35 years of age, everyone references your age, but for me it's just about how he is physically, and when I look at him physically, when he's at that level, you can see he's still a real threat at the very highest level.
He really is, isn't it? 35. He doesn't look slow. I've never looked at him in the last year or two and went, he's lost half a yard.
He's outstanding, I think, Vardy. He really is. Considering, look, I made a journey into football from non-league, and seeing what he's done in the modern game, I think when it's more difficult because of clubs can scout players from here, there, and everywhere all across the world. I think it's harder for players today from lower leagues to get themselves right to the very top. I genuinely do. So he's been exceptional, and listen to Brendan there say, we've missed him. Boy, they miss him. When he don't play for Leicester, they never look quite the same to me.
And also, because of what he does, he must terrorise defenders, terrorise centre-halves, sits on their shoulder, that ball goes over the top or around the back, and you're going to come second in that race.
He makes, not only does he, there was a time when he made blatant runs, when they used to find him, when Mahrez used to hook balls over the top back in the day. But now I think he makes cuter runs. They're not quite over such great distance. They're more 15, 20-yard dashes, if you like, sprints. But he's so clever. And if he's got Maddison, Tielemans and Dewsbury Hall, if he's got some good young players there that can keep on finding him with those, he'll continue to score goals. His finishing has improved dramatically.
I totally agree with you. Yeah. He's a natural finisher,
isn't he? Finishing now has gone on to a different level.
A bit like Robbie Fowler reminds me of. Can you see that?
Well, Robbie was more of a natural, just an instinctive goal scorer than I think Vardy was.
Okay.
Robbie wasn't blessed with that sort of pace, so therefore he had to find other ways. And Robbie was one of those guys that just had an unbelievable knack of hitting the target, seeing the ball bounce into the corner of the net, 10 bobbles, goalkeeper couldn't quite get it, ends up in the back of the net. He scored brilliant goals, strikers goals, everything. Vardy now is getting into that sort of real strikers mentality where he can poach as well as score great goals out of nothing.
Okay, finally, should this man be in England's World Cup squad?
West Ham 2, Manchester City 0. Jarrod Bowen has scored his second goal of the first half. Once again, he has beaten the offside trap, and once again, he has played it past Ederson.
Yeah, Jarrod Bowen scored 2 goals in West Ham's 2-2 draw with City yesterday. Should he be on the plane?
That's a good question. I mean, England...
He looked great, didn't he?
He looked great. He's been so good lately.
He has.
He's been so good lately. I'll tell you what, I bet you West Ham get a bid or two for him in the summer. I bet you they do.
Surprise me.
I bet you they do. Would you not? Would you have him? Like a shot, you should be saying.
Well, if United are going to buy a striker, they need to buy...
Well, he can play off anywhere, can't he? He plays up the... I've seen him play up the middle for West Ham off one side.
Where would you play him, though?
But for your lot, you get in your team anywhere he likes.
Seriously, where would you play him?
I would play him off the right-hand side.
So what do you do with Sancho?
Well, he's got to liven up. That's what he's got to do.
If you're listening, Jane, liven up, says Andy Townsend.
He's got to do some more, hasn't he? He's got to do a lot more. He's had about...
He has, but I wouldn't...
half a dozen decent games.
I really like Jarrod Bowen. You put me in a difficult situation because I think he should be in the England squad.
Yeah.
But I don't think if United are trying to strengthen and push, not necessarily win the Premier League, it'd be too early for next season. But
he's a good player, Jarrod Bowen.
He is a very good player. He is a very good player.
Yeah. And should he be on the plane? He probably won't get on the plane, will he? It's just probably all happened a little... I bet most of those seats on that plane are taken, unless... I just think with all the players they've got at the top of the field, Gareth's got to choose from. I just don't quite see maybe he's gonna get himself on the plane, unless he figures in some of these Nations League games and plays unbelievably well. But he is a dangerous boy. There's no doubt about that.